and welcome to the IPF World Championships here live in Druskininkai, Lithuania. I'm Ryan Sixpack Labadat, accompanied in the booth by Amelia Potter. And Amelia, it is the 47 kilo class, the return of three-time world champion Turbo Tiff representing France. But today, she is faced with stiff opposition from America's Jessica Espinal and Canada's Aurélie Guin. Both of them gonna press Tiffany right to the limit, and of course, this is gonna be a qualification for World Games. As we briefly look over the running order, this will be one flight.
We've had a really exciting start to the championship so far with the 59s this morning. Man, what a start it was. It was contested highly all the way till the end, and like you said, this is the first time in a long time that Tiffany's going to have some stiff competition. I think it promises just as exciting as this morning was.
If we look at the body weights, Jessica has body weight advantage as well as lot number advantage. And somebody like Matt Gary, the head coach of Team USA, will be looking to exploit those advantages whenever possible. And kicking us off, Nakagawa of Japan with 50 kilos. And we're talking about how competitive the 59 kilo class had become. In the 47 kilo class, the exact same story. Wasn't long ago, not a single world title was won in this class with a total of 400 kilos and up. Now we have 4 ladies who have all registered 400 kilos and up already coming into the competition.
Nice easy start there from Nakagawa. Now this is one flight of lifters, so we will go all the way through and there'll be a slightly larger break in between the lifts.
Natalie with 95 kilos for her opening squat. I was talking to Turbo Tiff earlier, made weight, no issue. Talking to Jess earlier, made weight, no issue. Talking to Aurélie, a little bit of issues.
Yeah, a bit more issues there, but she's here and she weighed in at 46.9.
And she is a deadlifter, and by the time deadlift event rolls around, she'll be fully rehydrated. 2-1 is good for Natalie.
Yeah, just a depth call from the center referee, but of course that is the hardest position to see depth from, so let's look from the side.
Looks right on the line from the side.
Now I saw both Tiff and Jessica this morning being able to have breakfast as well, so that bodes very well.
Theodora from Qatar, 100 kilos, and yeah, being able to eat the day of, get the calories up.
Nice smooth looking opener there for Theodora, just 5 kilos below her best.
3 white lights. Julie Muscolino of Belgium, 110 kilos for her opening squat. Weighed in, I was just about to say, she looks very tall for 47, weighed in at 47 kilos on the dot.
It's a tricky opener, but she stands it up. I'm going to wait for the lights there.
Yeah. Yeah, she was very bent over. Looked like
Yeah.
she might get called not being able to lock this out. You see she bends right over and stays bent. That is a very difficult opener. Doesn't fully straighten out at the end. That might catch up to her on the second attempt.
Yeah, and it seems like the cut might have been hard and might have affected her here.
Altamimi, 125, representing Kuwait. Kuwait, well represented at these World Championships. Yeah, and the jury has overturned Muscolino's opening squat. I'm not really surprised. She didn't really get upright. Nice opening squat there.
And 2-1, a good lift. Just a depth call from that center referee. Now, of course, what we mean about depth in squat is your hip crease needs to be below the knee.
And that looked right around on that line. 2-1 in her favor. Vicky, representing Australia, opening with 130 kilos. Vicky is capable of 400 kilos and up, and she is a podium threat.
And would you look at that lovely new Australia singlet there? Yeah, Vicky is aiming for that podium, and she is going to be really pushing orally the whole time to get there. Slightly lighter than the Canadian lifter.
And that could work in her favor. She has to tie Aurélie on total, win on body weight. Ends up on the podium with a medal in hand.
That was a nice looking opener, really controlled. 3 white lights.
3 white lights. Vicky's on the board.
And speaking of podium contenders, this is who she'll be fighting.
And speak of the devil, Aurélie, a deadlift demon, representing Canada, 25 years old, 4 years in the game. Last year, narrowly missed the podium. This year would like to correct that.
I suppose it will become very apparent very soon how that last minute cut has affected her, and hopefully not too much. Head coach Garrett Bentley there.
Moved well.
Yeah, she looks strong.
2-1, it's good. And with Aurélie, also pretty tall for a 47. More of a deadlifter. She breaks it down almost in segments.
I think that looked good depth-wise for me here.
And she's on the board, and yeah, the bar speed was pretty good. I don't think the weight cut affected her drastically. And Jessica Espinal, the American champion, silver medalist at the last World Championships, opening with 132.5.
Yeah, and quite the opposite to Aurélie here. She was eating some waffles at breakfast today, so feeling good. Weighed in pretty easy, 46.6. And is gonna be pushing Turbo Tiff the whole day.
Wow. Now, if that was an indication where strength levels at, they're very high. She can apply a lot of pressure to Turbo Tiff. Tiff rarely goes 9 for 9, even 8 for 9. If Jessica can hang in the pocket, and with a coach like Matt Gary, you gotta think she's not gonna miss often. This is the greatest threat Turbo Tiff has ever been under. Moda, 132.5 as well. And Elisa representing Italy.
Lisa looking strong there with her opening attempt, just 5 kilos below her best.
Yeah, that is depth for sure. Beautiful bar path, straight up, straight down. Economical with her efforts. And Dalida Mari from Italy, 140. Back-to-back Italians.
Very strong looking 140 there for Mari.
Last lift in this round. It is 157.5 kilos. It is for Tiffany Chappell, France. I feel
3 white lights.
is 161.5.
And only one squatter left. We know who that is. Defending world champion, 3-time world champion, former best lifter, Turbo Tiff, Tiffany Chappell, 157.5 kilo opener. The world record is 161.5. This is a monstrous squat opener.
And if this goes well, which I imagine it will as her opener, she's on path to hit that record on her second attempt.
Oh, wow. And that moved nice.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. It moved nice for anybody, but especially for Tiff. We know she can grind through a squat. She squats quite slowly sometimes, and that looked good.
I was trying to get a read on her face as she leaves, and just stone cold. It gave nothing. No indication of happiness, no indication of, wow, it was a little heavy, nothing.
If she gives something to you, she gives something to the ops.
Alrighty, taking this seriously. 60 kilos now being loaded. Nakagawa representing Japan. 10-kilo jump for her.
That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
And 163 kilos loaded for Tiffany Chappell's second attempt. Keep an eye on that one. That's already building a monstrous total. If she hits that, her opening bench and opening dead will give her a total of 423 already. That's dangerous. Natalie representing Singapore, 100 kilos even. Nice catch by the spotters, a little too much.
Yeah, she's traveled a long way from Singapore. That's gonna have a big factor.
Yeah, depth was there. Got a little bounce on the hole, but couldn't keep that momentum past the sticking point halfway through. And that was all she wrote. Theodora, 107.5, 7.5 kilo jump. Bares her teeth when the fight comes, but I'm not sure about the depth.
Yeah, unfortunately 2-1, a no lift there. have a look at that again on the replay, and this is the side that she gets the red from. It was the far side that she got the good lift from.
Yeah, it's different angles. Hips rest differently on different sides. Tough call, 2-1 on her way. Julie will retake 110 kilos. Missed this on her opening squat. I think Team Belgium did the right choice. Retake the same weight.
Just needs to stand it up nice and straight now.
It's better. Is it good enough? It is.
She does get a depth call though on the far side, so we look at that again in the replay. Of course, this being the side she gets depth from.
And if you see at the top, she makes a point of looking up right here. And I'm sure her coaching staff said if you look up, it's going to make a world of difference. But if you're not even able to make eye contact, it looks a lot worse in terms of being totally upright. She made some adjustments.
Absolutely.
Altamimi, 130 kilos representing Kuwait. It's going to be tough on depth. Let's see what the judges say. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, unfortunately that was just too high. We'll see it again in the replay, but it was just nowhere near depth, unfortunately.
Now the bar did move with a relatively good speed, albeit high. She could probably take the same weight a little lower and be okay.
Yeah.
Vicky coming back for 135 kilos. The Australian adding 5 kilos to her campaign to get onto that podium if she could hit this. It's going to be a tight race with Canada's Aurélie and of course Jessica Espinal, Tiffany Chapon.
Yeah, her opener looked really strong. Just slowly trying to creep up there.
And that looks slow and steady, and she squats slow and steady.
Yeah, and that really lends to her when it does get heavier. She keeps her form really nicely, and she's just so controlled. But definitely harder.
I think probably another 5 kilos, Amelia?
Yeah, I think if she's going to keep up with Aurélie, she's going to try and push herself, but as we've seen there, she's gone up 2.5, so trying to stay safe and get those kilos rather than risk it.
Talking about 5 kilo jumps, Aurélie's got a 5 kilo spread over her opener. Aurélie does have lot number advantage over Vicky.
Still looking really strong there on her second.
She has rebounded nicely from that cut.
Yeah, she does get a depth call, but let's have a look again. In person it looked okay, but we are not sat in the same places as the referees.
Look good from that slow-mo replay.
And the jury agree.
Annalisa Moda, 137.5.
Now I believe Annalisa Mota is the current European champion in the 47s as of a few months ago in Croatia.
Nice second attempt.
white lights.
And it is a good lift, and if you look at the scoreboard, she's not a mile off of the podium either, so everyone's going to have to really keep the kilos to them if they can.
She's tight enough. She could definitely crash the party. And 140 kilos for Jessica Espinal. 7.5 kilo jump. 132.5 was very quick and smooth.
She looks so strong today.
Yeah, she looks like she might have another 7.5 kilos in her.
Now, of course, this is where Tiffany makes up some ground. They're pretty even when it comes to the other two lifts, but Tiffany's squat is obviously world class. You know, she holds the record, so this is really where she wants to gain the kilos.
Dalida Mary, Italy, 145.
Three white lights, a good lift and looking strong.
Now, I did mention, ladies and gentlemen, that the world record is currently 161.5. Yeah, in fact, you're on the thing already, because they know we are winning the bar to one.
And up next, 163 kilos being loaded for defending world champion Tiffany Chapon. World record attempt and a chip. And that'll all add up when it comes to the total. A pivotal squat for Tiffany.
Not only is this a junior world record, but it's also the open world record.
Yeah, it's easy to lose sight the fact that Tiffany is still a junior when she's already on her third open world championship, and this is possibly a fourth should she win today. Insane for a junior to have accomplished all that. And that's smooth. There's a lot more in there. Might have even moved better than her opener.
Oh my word, three white lights, a good lift, a new world record, and it's just insane. She looks so strong today.
And now that she's in world record territory, she isn't stuck using 2.5 kilo incremental jumps. She can move up half a kilo, full kilo, whatever, all those choices on the table for her. It's half kilo increments now.
Yeah, she can move her piece anywhere on the board.
That's right. It's an advantage the queen has. Nakagawa, 65 kilos for her third and final squat.
I think that moved faster than her opener and her second.
I was gonna say, I think she's holding back just a stitch. She's got more in her. I wouldn't have been uncomfortable with another 5 kilos, maybe even 7.5 over that.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll be coming for it soon.
Natalie representing Singapore, 100 kilos, missed it on her second. Will retake it on her third. Now it's just a peek at the leaderboard after 2 rounds of squatting. Tiffany Chapon way in the lead. As a matter of fact, making history, the biggest squat in 47 kilo class has ever seen. And again, looking ahead, 425.5 should she hit her third squat and gets her openers in the bench and squat and deadlift event. That is an insane total.
Yeah, she's looking to keep that chip as well. Wow, what a grind there
Yeah.
from Kwan.
Tons of heart.
2 to 1, a good lift.
And she's got some fight in her. Take a look at this squat. Whoa. Empties the tank to wrap it up. And a well-earned successful lift. 107.5 now for Theodora representing Qatar. Looking to replicate what Natalie just did. Also missed her second attempt. Looking to retake that weight on the third. Nice catch by the spotters there. A little too much, but she did get her opening squat. She was able to move ahead in the bench press event. Julie Muscolino of Belgium, 112.5.
112.5 kilo, Julie Buscolino, Belgium.
Missed her opening squat. Wasn't quite upright. Retook the weight, got it. Moved a lot better, moving just 2.5 kilos above that.
It's a great fight. And a good lift, 3 white lights. I think it was the right call for her third there.
Yeah, they obviously picked the right number there. That was very difficult. 2.5 kilos more would have been 2.5 kilos too much. And 130 kilos being loaded. Altamimi retaking it, missed it on her second. And she is very tall for a 47. Wow, nicely done. Snaps it at the lockout too.
2 to 1, a good lift. She does get a depth call from that center referee, so let's look at the sides. It's definitely getting close to that line. But the jury seem happy with it.
137.5 loaded for Vicky, a 2.5 kilo jump from her second.
Now, Vicky and Orly are matched squat for squat so far. 130 to 135 to 137.
And looking at the projected, they're matched 380 to 380. They are literally neck and neck.
Vicky being the lighter of the two lifters by 0.2.
And Aurélie with the lot number advantage. This is going to be a very interesting competition. Pivotal 2.5 kilos for Vicky to get on the podium here.
Oh, a great battle from Vicky there. So steady. And 2 to 1, a good lift.
Yeah, that 2.5 kilos was right on the money. Any more and it wouldn't have happened. She's been slow and steady in the squat event and ends up getting right to 3 for 3.
Which puts the pressure on Orly somewhat, because she's going to need to keep getting lifts and matching Vicky, and at some point surpass her to beat her. She is the heavier of the two.
she's heavier. The advantage she got, she will pull last. So she knows exactly the weight she has to load up on her last deadlift to get onto the platform. Podium's up. If she misses this, it's not over, but she is falling behind. Depth looks good. Oh wow, that was actually pretty smooth.
Yeah, the safe decision for sure. It's a good lift, 3 white lights. The safe decision, I think she said, I told you so, to her coach. Because, you know, 5 kilos as a jump could have been a risk, and it may not have been worth it.
With them, Team Canada, if they hold pace with Vicky and they're going to pull last, they'll have that advantage. Whereas with Vicky, she sees Aurélie holding pace right beside her, and she knows at the end she won't have the winning deadlift to get onto the podium in hand.
Yeah.
And Elisa from Italy, 140, 2.5 kilo jump. Nice catch. That looked like it was going to be okay.
Yeah, she failed that very quickly, which if anything is the way you want to fail. You don't want to push through a lift you're not going to get.
Quick catch by the spotters. And 147.5 for Jessica Espinal.
She's going to want to push for every kilo, as Tiff's having a blinding day so far.
In the prognosis, Tiff is 20 kilos ahead. Lot can happen before this day is over, though. 7.5 kilos can be added to Jess's total.
And she looks good for it. Let's wait for the lights.
3 white lights. And that looked like great attempt selection by Matt Gary and Team USA. 2.5 kilos might have been just too much on the day. Now, you know what? Move smooth. Live, it seemed tougher. But sometimes, like Matt Gary said, video can lie to you.
Yeah, always best to see it live.
Yeah. Dalida, 150 from Italy.
It's a great effort. It's just a little bit too heavy today for Mari.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Chapeau, breaker of records. Here she comes again for 165 points.
Yeah, just around the lockout, spotters catch it, and Tiffany Chapon up next, looking to break her world record. 165.5 for her third and final squat. 3-time world champion looking to make it 4, and you hear the French crowd rallying behind her. I see French flags waving. Her teammate and also coach Penna right there on his feet. He competes tomorrow. I asked him, "You're gonna be here?" He's like, "I would not miss it."
The French powerhouse, Tiffany Chapon.
Tiffany Chapon powers her way through that sticking point, right to the lockout, 3 white lights, back-to-back world records, and on a roll here in the 47 kilo class.
I don't think I've ever seen Tiff specifically squats look so strong. She is having a phenomenal day so far.
Coming into this event, it was the big three everybody was talking about. Tiffany Chapon, Jessica Essenal, and Aurélie Guin. All three of them going 3 for 3 in the squat event, and you know what that means, Amelia. We got ourselves a super tight battle. Do not go anywhere. 10 minutes time, the bench press event will begin. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Championships. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by Amelia Potter. And Amelia, the 47 kilo class, living up to expectations in the squat event. Tiffany Chapon breaking the world record in her second attempt, breaking that world record in her third attempt, obviously taking the gold medal. But Jessica Espinal and Aurélie, the other big three coming into this, also going 3 for 3 as we look. Jessica taking the silver medal, and Dalida of Italy taking the bronze medal in the squat event. Don't blink, the action is that tight as we move into the bench press event. A quick peek at the running order. There's only one grouping here, and Tiffany Chapon opening with 97.5 kilos. And for a little perspective, the open world record is 100 kilos, possibly setting up another world record attempt in her second.
It has been nothing but exciting so far.
Nakagawa from Japan, 40 kilos for her opening bench. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Vicky from Australia, also going 3 for 3, nominated 4th and applying a lot of pressure on that podium. She's a threat.
Very speedy opener there from Aya. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Theodora, 55 kilos for opening bench. She's previously hit 60 kilos. Oh, the jury has overturned Nakagawa's opening bench.
I think that's a technical error. I think she got 3 white lights there.
Okay, so it's not overturned.
No, I think we're all safe for that for now.
And of course, in the bench press event, there's a lot of infractions. We'll try to keep you updated on why some calls might get overturned or some lifts might be missed. Got to keep your feet flat, elbows straight to get the start command and that lockout. Head down, butt down, and elbow depth.
Two to 1, a good lift. Let's have a look at that from the side to see if there's any sort of lifting off the butt or the feet. No, perhaps it was for the sinking in the chest and pressing after that, but the jury seem happy with it.
Julie Muscolino of Belgium, 55 kilos.
Three white lights, a good lift. Nice start to the bench press competition for her. Particularly on bench, you want your opener to be something super comfortable. There's so much that can go wrong with it. You want it to be something that you can do 2 more times if you need to.
Yeah, the opening bench is pivotal. It's the IPF World Championships. You don't want to get backed into a corner. We've already seen it today. You miss your opener, you miss your second attempt, and the pressure some of these lifters must feel coming out for that third. 57.5 for Natalie. Three white lights. 70 kilos loaded now for Altamimi of Kuwait. Just 2.5 kilos below her previous personal best.
Nice, comfortable looking open there. And 3 white lights, a good lift.
77.5 What time, Maggie, to get ready?
Aurélie Guin, 77.5 kilos for her opening bench.
According to her coach, what she squatted in her 3rd attempt was 7.5 kilos more than she did in prep.
Is that Rory Lynch you were talking to?
It is Rory Lynch indeed. And what she said to her coaches as she came off was, "You should have let me load 145.
140. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to end with 140.
No.
145. That sounds like a power lifter to me. I had 7.5 kilos more in me. There's Rory right there.
3 white lights, a good lift, a nice opening there for Aurélie.
And Elisa Moda of Italy, 77.5 kilos for her opening bench. That was a smooth opener.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift, really comfortable for her. Easily could have been a last warm-up.
Dalida, 82.5 for her opening bench.
That's
3 white lights, a good lift.
87.5 now on the bar for Vicky Australia. Escanal, Chapon, get ready. Last 3 lifts in round 1, please, ladies.
Last 3 lifts, all podium threats. Vicky, 87.5 for opening bench. 3 for 3 in the squats.
Now where her and Aurélie were matched on squats and Aurélie is slightly ahead in deadlift, Vicky pushes ahead and is stronger in bench press. So this is where she can gain those extra kilos to put the pressure on Aurélie, who was predicted in 3rd overall.
It's a very tight race between these two.
That was a lovely opener. She does get a depth call though from the center referee, so let's have a look at that again. We know the jury will be looking as well.
That's on the line.
Keeping my eyes on the jury. And it's been overruled to a no lift, unfortunately, which puts a spanner in the works as they were neck and neck.
Jessica Espinal opening with 90 kilos, and Jessica has had a phenomenal bench prep leading into this World Championships. I can't disclose the weight. She sent me a DM, said keep this to yourself, but I will say she's a threat for a world record herself, and her and Turbo Tiff might be going back and forth here. It depends on how heavy 97.5 is for Turbo Tiff, because that is a very big opener. Easy
Wow.
work.
Now let's wait for the lights. 3 white lights, a good lift. It's very hard to see her elbows from this angle.
So the difference is, the reason why it might be closer than it appears in terms of the benching than the openers. Tiff might open closer to her top end than Jess, because she's being managed by Matt Gary today, and he will not open you very close to your top end. So where they start and where they finish might be quite different, but Turbo Tiff, 97.5 for opening bench here.
Yeah, and as you said before, 2 kilos below the junior world record and 2.5 below the open world record.
Depending how this moves, as long as it moves like an opener, that world record's going to get taken on the second attempt. And Tiff has had a phenomenal bench training session leading into this as well.
Three white lights, a good lift.
So you could see where that was definitely more work than Jess's opener. And where are their top end strengths neck and neck today, we're going to have to find out.
Yeah, I'd imagine 100.5 for her second, not going crazily over that. Just what she needs.
Take a peek. It's only been one round of benching, but Tiff, Jess, and Dalita from Italy, there's a lot of lifting left to go.
Yeah, and obviously Vicky from Australia got her lift overturned. She's chosen to go up so she can try and keep pace with Aurelie.
It's dangerous. You know, the bench press, there's so many ways to lose a bench. So you lose it on technicality in your opener and possibly strength on your second attempt. But I do understand what Team Australia is doing. They're all or nothing trying to get on that podium. And obviously that's going to qualify her for World Games as well. There's a lot at stake. 47.5 for Nakagawa. And a little surprisingly, Team France put in 102.5 for Tiffany Chapon's second attempt. It's over the world record. They don't need to move up in 2.5 increments. And 5 kilos, that opening bench looked good. Is it 5 kilos good?
Honestly, I can't for the life of me figure out the advantage of doing that. And
There
it's
isn't
a
an
big
advantage.
jump. Yeah.
That's technically speaking a bit of a mistake there. You wouldn't relinquish a chip if you could get a chip in play, especially if the race could possibly be close, and we think this could be. You got to call it the way you see it. 5 kilos might be a big jump, but also not taking that chip. 60 kilos loaded for Theodora of Qatar.
That is a no lift, unfortunately. Seems to be grabbing her lats as she comes off. Let's look at that again in the replay. Yeah, just struggles to get it off the chest. She grabs her lats, so perhaps she cramped or lost tension, but if it is a strength issue, it's hard to come back from. $60 kilos now.
Natalie Kwan of Singapore. Two to one, it's good. Julie Muscolino with 60 kilos on her second attempt. Upping that from, oh, an overturned lift by the jury again. And Natalie's 60-kilo good lift is now a bad lift.
Got held there for a while at the top. It's hard, but she manages to lock it out. 3 white lights, a good lift. Safe from the jury.
Altamimi, 75 kilos, representing Kuwait. 5-kilo jump from her opener.
Nice steady looking second attempt and a good lift, 3 white lights.
Blows a kiss to the crowd and her supporters. And we're getting back on track here in the second attempt of benching. 3 greens, 3 reds, 2 reds, sorry. And Aurélie, who is neck and neck with Vicky, has an opportunity here. 82.5 loaded, 5-kilo jump. Looked like she had room to spare on squats. Strength levels are at an all-time high.
And it looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift. And that puts the pressure on Vicky, who missed her opening attempt and is trying to keep pace.
5 more kilos for Aurélie. And Elisa Moda from Italy, 82.5.
Still moving really well there, even after a 5-kilo jump. Ooh, but unfortunately 2-1. She gets yellows from the center and side referee. Let's have a look at that there in the replay. Not sure what that was for. I can't see a lift, so perhaps a skipped command. I think, yeah, she skipped the command just there, unfortunately, but the strength's there. So can get that again or more on her third.
Delita, 85 kilos, representing Italy. 2.5-kilo jump.
Looking strong, 3 white lights.
Vicky, 90 kilos, missed 87.5. It was an overturn though. Didn't look like it was on strength.
No, not at all. She looked really, really strong, actually. I think just her left elbow was the one that was causing her some issues, so just needs to try and sink it a little bit further or flare her arms slightly more.
Personal best listed at 91 kilos. We're awfully close to that. That looks much better. I think that should pass. 2-1 it does.
Yeah, it's the same side giving her some issues. We know the jury are going to be watching that. So let's have a look at that again, and I'll keep my eyes on the jury. It does look a lot better.
The bar is loaded. 95 kilos, Espinal, USA.
And Jessica Espinal, 95 kilos loaded, 5-kilo jump. The world record's 100 kilos. And she had hinted to me that the world record might be, oh, so Vicky's, oh my goodness.
That puts her in a really uncomfortable position.
Vicky's bench overturned, and this is, the crowd started murmuring as soon as the announcement made. We'll keep our eyes on Jessica Espinal right now. So 95 kilos, the world record is 100 kilos. Of course, Turbo Tiff about to attempt 102.5. Makes easy work of it. And you see why Jess had mentioned to me in prep for this, she might take a swing at that world record. She's 5.5 kilos away from the world record. However, Turbo Tiff might have something to say about that in just a moment.
Yeah, and she does get a red for elbow depth, and we know the jury have been turning over lifts for that, so let's just keep our eyes out there. But wow, it did look strong. That 5-kilo jump did not slow her down.
Here comes Turbo Tiff, 102.5. This is a world record attempt. Oh,
The jury have overruled Jessica's.
so Jessica Espinal's bench now has been overruled, and the jury extremely active in the 47-kilo class bench session. Here, Penna shouting instructions to his athlete from the crowd. That elbow depth looks good. And this is where we were talking, probably 2 kilos too much for a second attempt. 100.5 would have been enough to break the record, grab a chip in a second attempt. 102.5 seemed ambitious, but no
Yeah.
chip in play.
I just can't, for the life of me, like I said, understand how that could have been anything other than maybe a mistake, because 100.5 was right there, and I think that could have been there as well, but 5-kilo jump at this body weight is big.
Massive, and a world record in play, no chip. However, if there's any bigger picture view with this, all of these lift the favorites. Jess also missed her second attempt. All is not lost by any means.
No.
Nakagawa from Japan, 50 kilos for her third and final bench. Oh, nice catch by the spotters.
Yeah, just tipped back a little bit. I think a bit too much for her, but she seems to be having a really enjoyable day, and we love to see that. Come all this way. It's nice to see people enjoy it.
The bar is loaded. 60 kilos for Dora. Well, let's have it. Easy right now.
Theodora, 60 kilos. This will be her second try in her third attempt for the 60 kilos. Oh my goodness. That's
Wow.
hard. Holy smokes. Wow.
She got there in installments, but she got there.
It was got there and it's 3 easy payments. Wow.
Oh, the jury have overruled that.
That's a heartbreaking one to overrule, but they're not. What was the infraction, do you think? Did you see? Butt lifted?
Yeah, I think her butt lifted there, unfortunately.
Natalie from Singapore, 62.5 kilos. Missed 60 kilos on her second attempt. opting to go up 2.5 kilos regardless. And this has been quite a few reds in the bench press session. And could Natalie be the first in the third and final attempts to get a successful bench in?
Certainly looked good from here.
Blue highlights.
There was a coach on the receiving end of a big hug just out of the view there. 62 and a half for the bar for Julie Muscolino, and the bar is loaded. Muscolino of Belgium. I don't know if she's Spanish or Walloon, so I don't know what to say.
Julie Mussolino of Belgium, 62.5. Looking to go 3 for 3. The ladies were roughly at a 50% hit rate in round 2, and that was round 2, Amelia. Round 3 could get sketchy. If someone can hit, they can really break away. The table is set. Can somebody break away from the pack?
Yeah, it certainly doesn't normally bode well to see so many fails in the second lift. Although, saying that, quite a handful of them were for depth calls rather than strength.
The big ask, of course, is can you make adjustments the day of if you've been training a certain way for so long and it feels right? 77.5 for El Tamimi of Kuwait. Depth. Ooh, but a moot point. A little too heavy.
Just that 2.5 kilos is enough for it to be no less. I'm afraid 85 on the bar. Olivia Nguyen, Canada. Bota.
Perfect view, the depth on point. But alas, just a little too many kilos. As 85 kilos awaits Aurélie. 2.5 kilo jump.
85 kilos.
She made her third squat look easy. Strength seems to be there today.
Yeah, and with Vicky missing her first 2 benches, it puts already in a much better position heading into deadlifts.
Plenty of time, 35 seconds. We reset the clock all the time in the world.
Oh, it's a fight, but she's good for it. What a scrappy third attempt for Aurélie. 3 white lights, and that was it. Look at, if she left the platform in her third squat saying I had 7.5 more in me, she's not saying it this time. Oh, she'll probably say she had another 2.5.
Yeah.
If I know
A
powerlifting.
sensible 2.5, yeah.
A sensible, that's how she words it.
Yeah.
I think a sensible 2.5, guys. I think you were a little conservative. Moda, 85 kilos, missed 82.5. Still going up 2.5 kilos. And that's a lot in the 47 kilo class for the bench press.
This moves her into bench press bronze for the time being, so perhaps looking for that medal.
Yeah, I can't knock that. You're at the World Championships, an opportunity to podium at the most important event in the sport.
She looks strong. Let's see if the elbows were down and deep, and they were. 3 white lights and moves into bronze position ahead of her teammate Mari for the time being on bench.
Yeah, it's going to be an uncomfortable plane ride home if Mari takes that medal from her, because here she is, 87.5, looking to nudge her way onto the bench press podium. Yes, Moda had nudged Mari off the podium, and she's looking to return the favor right now.
But she shakes her head right off the chest, unfortunately. It's just a bit too much.
And only body weight separates those ladies for that goal, for that bronze, sorry, in bench. But there is still 3 lifters left to go, and Vicky has an opportunity, if she hits this, to not only take a bronze medal in bench, but also keep herself in the hunt for a total and possibly a medal overall. And the crowd is rallying behind her now.
Oh man, there is a lot riding on this bench. The pressure is high. Let's hope she does not crack under it. She is strong enough for it. Let's hope she can get her elbows deep enough for it.
There's Team Australia in the crowd. Look at this, is a bench medal and staying in the hunt for an overall medal. Way better. Way better.
Yeah, it looked worlds better. Let's wait for the lights. 2-1, we have to
2
wait.
to 1, wait.
Hold our breaths.
Jury.
And she is doing the same. Let's all watch the replay at the same time. I'll keep my eyes on the jury.
Way better, that looks good to me.
Yeah, she looks into me, but we can only wait. And
oh my goodness.
that is heartbreaking.
The jury has overruled, taken away the bronze in bench, and she's straight up disqualified now. She won't register a total. She can continue to lift, and that is that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no coming back from that, I'm afraid.
95 kilos for Jessica Espinal of USA.
Missed this on her second. Looking to get it here on her third, get those extra 5 kilos.
3 racks. She's got time.
This won't move her from silver position in bench. They're retaking the same weight, which is sensible.
Yeah, this is for the overall. Okay, that moved well. Let's just all settle down and see how many, okay. Let's take a look at the replay here. You know, it
was definitely higher than Vicky's.
Yeah, it was higher than Vicky's, and if Vicky's isn't passing, then fine.
Yeah.
Tiffany Chapon, 102.5 again in this bench session, except for Aurélie of the big 3. Tiffany Chapon, 102.5, and Team France is behind her. I see world champions Leah Bavois and Penna on their feet shouting. There they are.
Yeah, missed this in her second, and it looked like strength, and we're hoping it wasn't. It was a big jump from her opener for a world record bench.
Oh, nope, too much.
A great effort, and because of the way the cookie crumbled, she's still got a pretty hefty lead of 25.5 kilos leading into deadlift.
And only 3 successful attempts in the 47-kilo third round of benching. This is how it shakes up. Tiffany Chapon with the gold, Jessica Espinal with the silver, and Annalisa with the bronze, beating out fellow Italian Dalida, also who had 85. Now here's how the total looks before the deadlifts. Tiffany Chapon, followed by Jessica Espinal and Dalida of Italy, but expect Aurélie, who is currently in 5th, to quickly catch up and assert herself on a podium with the deadlift she has. And with Vicky out of the picture now, Vicky was the main threat for Aurélie for the podium. Now the discussion might be, will Aurélie, no longer having to look over her shoulder towards Vicky, now challenge Jessica for a possible silver medal? The battle is yet to be concluded. We will be back in a short 20-minute break. See you then.
you just want, yeah?
too. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Lithuania. I'm Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by Amelia Potter. And Amelia, as we look at the total here, Tiffany Chapon in the lead, followed by Jessica Espinal and Deadlift from Italy, but expect Aurélie to cover a lot of ground once the bench press session begins. And looking at the bench press, Turbo Tiff 97.5, taking the gold, but lost a little bit of ground as she jumped to 102.5. Now she did collect a chip in the squat event, so not taking a chip in the bench press, but a 5 kilo jump was costly. However, Jessica Espinal also only getting one bench in the bench press event. So both the number 1 and number 2 nominations only getting their opening bench. So although they both are further back than they'd like, at the very least, they're both even leaving the bench press session. However, on the flip side, Aurélie going 3 for 3, 6 for 6, and has a monster deadlift. 75 kilos for Nakagawa of Japan.
Lovely and easy there. And a good lift, 3 white lights, and not to forget to mention, unfortunately, the Australian lifter Vicky, heartbreakingly, getting every single one of her bench presses overturned. So no lift.
Yeah, between the top 4 seeds, Vicky, Aurélie, Jess, and Tiffany, only Aurélie escaped with what she was looking for. The other ones well far behind, and Vicky completely out of the competition. Theodora of Qatar, 125.
Three white lights, a good lift.
$130 loaded for Natalie Kwan of Singapore.
Nice, strong deadlift there. 3 white lights, a good lift, and secures her total.
And with the spreads we see currently, it looks like Tiffany's in a comfortable enough lead, followed by Jess, followed by Aurélie, but Tiffany, who has the biggest lead, or is the front runner of the 3, definitely has the smallest deadlift. Jess has an opportunity to cover some ground, and Aurélie has a monster deadlift. 140 for Dalida of Italy. Makes easy work of that.
Yeah, although saying that, Jessica Espinal is coming out last for deadlifts, it seems. So they're all quite close, with Tiff just 5 kilos behind Jessica on deadlift. So
it would be surprising if Aurélie doesn't end up deadlifting last, though.
Yeah.
However, we've seen surprises today, so
man, have we.
yeah, this is tough to call. Julie Muscolino of Belgium, 142.5.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Vicky will come out to 155. And I'll give her this. Despite bombing out, she's allowed to deadlift, and she's going to come out and deadlift. Shows a heart for support to the Australians in the crowd who are showing support.
Yeah, she's come all this way, and the platform experience is invaluable.
Three white lights. And Elisa, 155.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Kuwait's Al-Tamimi, 160 kilos.
It looks good. Three white lights, a good lift, and although she's not contending for podium overall, she could be knocking on the door for a deadlift medal potentially.
Tiffany Chapon, 162.5.
Currently has a healthy lead of 25.5 kilos. 20.5 kilos, I'm sorry.
Once she hits this, her total already at 425.5. And that's more than Jessica Espinal's ever done. But we're assuming Jess is stronger than she's ever been. Oh, that was easy.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Okay, Lee of Canada, 165. And honestly, stepping back, I'm thinking her top end deadlift is somewhere around 200 kilos or more.
She peaks extremely well. It's been proven last year when she took an extra deadlift in the warm-up room after the competition.
So are they expecting huge jumps here? Because that's sort of kind of small opener if that's where you're going to end up. However, previously what you've done in training and in the gym doesn't mean much on the day. I don't know the conversations they're having and how she's feeling. 167.5 though, loaded for Jessica Espinal. And I'll give Jessica this. She's all smiles. Doesn't matter what happened in the bench press event. She leaves it behind her, unrattled, unshaken, still enjoying her day. And Jess can pull. Holy smokes, was that smooth and easy.
Yeah, that looked exceptional. Three white lights, a good lift, and it's worth mentioning the two front runners in this weight class are both still juniors.
Judging by that pull, there's a lot more in the tank for Jess as she leads the pack in the deadlift event. I think Tiffany's closer to her top end than both Aurélie and Jess, but that top three is exactly as we'd expected once the deadlifts begin. Now the podium's starting to become a whole lot more clear. 85 kilos for Nakagawa. Makes easy work of that.
3 white lights, a good lift.
She could easily take a big jump now. I think they're playing cautious and maybe a little too cautious. That looked like warm-up weight for her. Theodora from Qatar, 137.5 for her second attempt. Too much on the day, unable to break the ground with that.
Yeah, it was quite a hefty jump there, 12.5 kilo jump from her opener to her second.
And depending on the weight you have, you can see that in the deadlifts, but not really when you're opening with 125. Percentage-wise, it's a little too much. And 137.5 for Natalie Kwan of Singapore.
Got to think as well, 10 kilos is just over 20% of their body weight. A big jump. 7.5 kilo jump here for Natalie.
A little sticky, but she gets it past the sticking point, able to lock it out, 3 white lights.
Yeah, perhaps nearing her top end there. I wouldn't jump more than a couple kilos. What do you reckon there, Ryan?
Yeah, probably the same. I mean, she's got nothing to lose. There's no more events, nothing to conserve your energy for. And Julie Muscolino of Belgium, 147.5.
A little tricky towards lockout, but she manages to pull it through.
Yeah, that was another sticky lockout. Begs the question, where do you go from here? Probably another 2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
Right there at the knees, slows down in a hurry.
Quick off the floor, but sticky past the knees, which isn't usually typical of a sumo as much as a conventional.
Delita, 150 for her second attempt, 10 kilo jump. Move like a second attempt should. $10 jump now for Vicky. Just a few kilos below her personal best. Really has nothing to lose now to go for a personal best at the IPF World Championships. Unfortunately, will not register a total. Will not bring any team points to her nation. But there is some personal pride at stake. She'd like to finish her day strong, and that was a good pull for Vicky, 165. Moved like an appropriate second attempt, and she might hit a deadlift PR here.
Yeah, and in terms of strength, she's not missed any lifts in that regard.
That's true. She peaked well. And Elisa Moda, 165, representing Italy. Three white lights. And the ladies are all hitting in the deadlift session. This looks nothing like the bench press session we witnessed.
No, not at all. And a lot different to the 59 deadlift session we saw earlier as well.
Al-Tamimi of Kuwait, 167.5 kilos. Personal best for her, should she hit it. And that is as close a foot stance as you're going to find. And it works for her. You know what? Her opener had the exact same sticking points, and I think that they're almost regardless of the weight, if she's used to it.
Yeah, and she really is a very strong deadlifter. Like I said, knocking on the door of a deadlift medal should one of the big three slip up.
Speaking of the big three, here's the biggest of them all, 170. And with this attempt, a total world record would be set at 433. All of this despite the fact she went 1 for 3 in bench press. And it's kind of the story of Turbo Tiff. You know, I'd said earlier on when this day began, she rarely goes 9 for 9. She rarely goes 8 for 9. But she can always rally when she misses. Oh, that was surprising.
Yeah, it looks like she may have lost grip. Let's have a look at that again in the replay.
This is surprising.
Does that leave the door open for Jessica?
It might. Oh my gosh, it came out of her left hand. Grip strength, and Jessica, should she hit her second attempt, will be at 415. Could Jessica throw on? I mean, it's a big ask, but 11 kilo jump to her third. If Tiffany keeps missing, it's not the craziest, but let's see what Aurélie does. Because if Jess chases Tiff and misses, Aurélie might chase her. That's a smooth pull. So the reason why Aurélie is operating so light on her deadlifts, light in comparison to what her real top end is, Aurélie is really trying to protect her platform. As long as she finishes on the podium, she's going to get obviously a medal and go to the World Games. But if she starts chasing, perhaps recklessly, if Team Canada decides, look, at Jessica's top end is not your top end today.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to get reckless. 177.5 for Jessica Espinal. So you see the strategies and they make sense by these national teams. It's not just the lifters ahead that you're chasing, it's the lifters behind you that are chasing you. You really want to close the door on them, not take too many big chances. 177.5 for Jess. She can pull into the 180s. And depending on the day, she might load up more than that, because if Aurélie is busy defending bronze and Tiff keeps missing, perhaps Jess loads up.
This is a junior world record.
She's waiting for that down command. A little sticky at the top, but she gets it.
She does get 2 to 1 though, so we will wait for the replay. So sticky like you said, but let's have a look at that again, and that is a new junior world deadlift record.
I mean, it came up in parts, but I think it was good. and I don't think the jury's going to overturn, but they've been active in this session.
Yeah, they certainly have, so we must keep our eye on them. But like you said, Orly is trying to protect that podium, and I think as soon as she sees what the Italian does, then she can move.
Nakagawa, 95 kilos for her third and final deadlift.
And it seems like Jessica Espinal's new world junior deadlift record is safe from the jury.
Yeah, they got to load the bar. This is, she has so much more in her. There's not another event after this.
She's quite new to starting out with powerlifting, so perhaps just finding her footing there.
Theodora, 137.5 for her third and final attempt.
Yeah, it just didn't really budge far off the ground last time. It was a big jump from her opener, 12.5 kilos, and just half a kilo below her deadlift PB, which I imagine is a national record in Qatar.
Oh my goodness! Oh, wow! What a gutsy final pull! Holy smokes! I tell you what, whether she got it or not, she did the same thing on her third bench. She didn't get it, but showed so much fight in locking it out. And the same here on the third deadlift. Heart of a lion on that young lady.
Yeah, wow. You can't say she didn't try hard.
Yeah, that's a fact. She left it all on the platform. Natalie, 145. Oh, stops at the knees.
Not today, I'm afraid. Not today. Come on. Just too heavy. Elected not to hurt herself or carry out that one. 152.5 bar. This will bring her up one place in Deadlift from 8th to 7th if successful. In all counts, folks. In all
152.5 for Julie Muscolino. 5 kilo jump for Julie. Whoa, talk about a slow grind at the top. Can she lock this out? Oh my goodness. If that is the longest lockout I've seen in quite some time.
That is an incredible effort, and she can't do anything but smile.
I am speechless.
And I thought the effort before was a good one. It's just getting better each time there.
Yeah, these ladies, you could have a full conversation in the time. that was just a lockout piece. Frozen in time for a moment there. 160 for Delita of Italy. 10 kilo jump. And if you're wondering, Jessica Espinal has 190 for her third attempt. That'll put her at 427.5 and ahead of Turbo Tiff. So Turbo Tiff needs to hit her third deadlift. And then Jessica to back off Jessica, but if she misses, Jessica has that opportunity, and this is what happens. This session will be analyzed and analyzed again if the upset happens today. Nope.
Just a little bit too much, Murray, but as you said, it's a big ask for Jessica, but it's not crazy to think she might pull it through.
No, she's hit in the 180s. This is 190.
Yeah?
This is in her wheelhouse. This is not a Hail Mary.
No.
It is obviously a big ask, but it's an ask she can handle.
Yeah, and obviously she gets the advantage of seeing if Tiff gets that 170. It was a grip issue before.
170 for Vicky. Only one lifter has got their third and final pull.
And this would move Vicky into deadlift bronze for the time being, obviously, with 5 lifters to follow.
You never know. Oh, Vicky nails her third and final pull and gets some redemption at the IPF World Championships, and that's why you come out to deadlifts despite bombing out. Look how she left the platform, waving to her supporters with a smile on her face, and takes the sour taste out of her mouth, and might leave with a medal in the event. Not overall, she won't have a total, but nice way to end the day. And Tiffany Chapon, for the first time in a long time, backed into a corner. Believe me, she needs this 170. If she doesn't, the door completely swings open. Matt Gary and Susie Gary, U.S. coaching staff in the wings watching.
And as before, this is for a world record total.
Look at the French in the crowd yelling at Turbo Tiff.
Oh,
And that'll do it.
just like
And
butter.
that will, too close to call. Wow, Tiff. Wow, was that a little too stressful and exciting, but we'll take it. Yikes.
She said, you thought the 59s was close.
Yeah.
Let me give you a real good show.
Give the French in the crowd some anxiety. Holy moly, of all of her title wins, and this is number 4, all of them still a junior in the Open, by the way. It's incredible. This one might be the most dramatic, and it's not over yet. There's still more lifting left to go. Maybe Jess in the U.S. throw on more, and it becomes a bit more of a, instead of a big ask, more of a Hail Mary, but
Yeah.
nothing to lose. 170 for Annalisa. This will temporarily move her into bronze medal for deadlifts. She's in 4th place overall.
Whoa, just loses grip there, unfortunately, but a great effort. And it also means, by the looks of things, Orly is pretty safe. And she would have been anyway, to be fair, even if she did pull that in 3rd.
Yeah, Aurélie.
I'm not seeing any changes though.
Yeah, I paused because I'm waiting to see, does Aurélie take a swing at Jess's silver and Jess takes a swing at Tiffany Chapon's gold?
Oh, she has gone
So-
up to 187.
But that'll give her 410 and Jess is at 415. Well, maybe that's for a deadlift medal. That'll per silver medal for,
Yeah,
or wait,
perhaps
is that deadlift medal?
if
We'll take a
Jess
look.
misses, then Orly makes it, she will get deadlift gold as it stands with the numbers we see, but things are moving around.
I'm surprised. I thought Aurélie, I don't know how she's feeling back there. She's got a big deadlift. I thought she might have a bigger top end on that deadlift. I suspected she would have been pulling last. But here we are. Al-Tamimi of Kuwait, 172.5. We've had 3 hits, 5 misses. In dramatic fashion, Turbo Tiff hit.
Would you look at that? Moves her into deadlift
Whoa.
silver. And did I not say at the beginning she was knocking on the door for a deadlift medal?
You did. Fired up and so strong to lock that out and get the shoulders back, hips through.
Well deserved.
Finds herself on the deadlift podium at IPF World Championships. And here is Aurélie, 187.5. If she hits it, she'll end off with 410. Not long ago, that would have been a world record. It would be a personal best for Aurélie in terms of total. Bronze medal, and that's uncontested, so she's already on the podium, already going to World Games, but gonna add some precious kilos to her total. And that would be why they were loading up. You never know the conversation that would have happened in the back if the deadlift just wasn't there that day and they knew it. But they played their cards right, got her on the podium.
And the thing is, like you said, she's got that World Games spot, and maybe she just wanted to shoot for that platform PB.
Oh, wow. 197.5, loaded for Jessica Espinal.
It is not over yet.
Pulling for the gold medal overall. She will take it from Turbo Tiff. Wow. This is a huge 20-kilo jump, but I tell you what, it's the move you make by Team USA. She's risking nothing. She's the only lifter left. This would be insanity.
The Americans are on their feet. The French have sat down. This is for it all.
This would be the most dramatic of come from behind wins. Too much on the day, but I tell you what.
What a warrior.
It was the right move by Team USA. She had absolutely nothing to lose. Load up, go for the win. Your silver medal stays the same no matter what. And if you're all the way in Lithuania and look back, you're going to ask yourself the rest of your life, should I have loaded up and gone for the win when I could risk nothing? Of course. It's an easy decision, isn't it?
Absolutely. There was no other choice to make, and as you said, does not change the positions or their opportunity to go to World Games whatsoever. What an incredible session.
Deadlift gold to Jess. Altamimi from Kuwait with the silver, and Aurélie from Canada with the bronze. And overall, of course, 4-time world champion Turbo Tiff, Jessica Espinal, now a 2-time silver medalist. And Aurélie, who last year finished off podium, this year finds herself on the podium in bronze. We will take a short break and be back with the medal ceremony.
And I tell you what, that was a great competition, wasn't it? That could have gone any one of 4 ways at the end. That's what we like. Participation medals, so it is now time to hand out the individual medals per lift, beginning with squat. In bronze medal position with 145 kilos from Italy, Dalida Mari. Squat silver with 147.5 kilos goes to the USA's Jessica Espinal. Squat gold and a new world record of 165.5 kilos. It can only be France's Tiffany Chapon. Thank you, ladies. Get your hugs out of the way while everybody get their photos. All good? Thank you, ladies. And now to bench press. Okay, and this is pretty close too, in bronze medal position with 85 kilos from Italy, Annalisa Motta. Bench press silver with 90 kilos, it's the USA's Jessica Espinal. And bench press gold, but not a record on this occasion, goes to France's Tiffany Chapon. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, ladies. Make sure everybody gets their photos once again. Good. Thank you, ladies. If you wouldn't mind rejoining your fellow competitors at the back of the platform once again. And we now go to deadlift. It was only a moment ago. I'm sure we can all remember it. Third place, bronze medal position with 172.5 kilos goes to Canada's Aurélie Nguyen. Silver medal, also with 172.5 kilos, we have to differentiate it on body weight, goes to Kuwait's Al-Hanouf Al-Tamimi. And I'll just say, I love that deadlift setup as well, that is awesome. So, deadlift gold, 177.5 kilos, goes to the USA's Jessica Espinal. Well done, ladies. Everyone have their photos? Everyone got their hugs? Good, thank you. If you wouldn't mind, ladies, rejoining your fellow competitors at the back of the platform once again, because it is time to crown the 47-kilo world champion. In bronze medal position overall with 395 kilos from Canada, it's Aurélie Nguyen. She receives the panda and a little bit of ESN swag. In silver medal overall with 415 kilos total from the USA, it is Jessica Espinal. The medal, the Panda, which represents an invitation to Chengdu, China for the World Games. And the ESN swag, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that your new 47 kilo open world champion with 433 kilos and all records is Frances Tiffany Chappell! And they also received the signed invitation to the World Games in Chengdu next year. The first time we have had classic athletes go into the World Games, it is going to be exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in being upstanding for the national anthem of France. Absolutely amazing competition. Let's make sure everyone has their photos. I think they do. Okay, ladies, if you wouldn't mind rejoining your fellow competitors once more at the back of the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these amazing ladies a huge round of applause as they follow the technical controller off the platform. I thought we'd hear